Hey, it's Claude Johnson here with GuitarControl.com, and we're going to talk about a really important concept right now, switching chords. So as a beginner guitarist, the most important thing in the beginning is to learn some basic chords, you know, your G, C, D, and learn to switch between them. Okay? And I'll give you a couple tips for that, but just a few words like on the psychology of it. You know, the most important thing is don't give up, because, you know, it's heartbreaking to see that when I see guitarists and they say, well, I tried it for a bit and I couldn't get it. Man, if you knew how close you were, you know, it's easy to think, you know, I can't get my fingers to do what I want to do, or hey, if it's taking me this long to learn 2 chords, how long is it going to take me to actually learn to play? But what you might not realize is, man, if you can play those basic chords, you're right there. You're an inch away. So, for example, I was just going over these chords yesterday. For example, Bob Marley, Redemption Song. Oh, pirates, stay around. Sold out to the merchant ships. Okay, that's G, E minor, C, A minor, just basic chords. Or Bob Dylan, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Knocking on heaven's door. So that's G, D, A minor, right? Same basic chords, your G's, your D's, or like, you know, Tom Petty, right? Burning to Fly, that's F, C, A minor, G. You're gonna see these same chords over and over, G, D. There's only like 7 basic chords that's in like 80–90% of the stuff. So, so learn your chords and learn to switch between them. Now, a couple tips. Tip number 1, just pick 2 chords and drill on those, okay, until you get it. So, I like to start beginners off with E minor to G, okay? And that song also happens to be the first part of About a Girl by Nirvana. Okay, so just drill those. Okay, tip number 2, don't worry about the rhythm at first. Don't worry about that. You know, it sounds great when you play in rhythm, but in the beginning, don't even worry about it. Just play, and then however long it takes you, it takes you. You know, don't worry about the rhythm. Now, once you get good at it, then you worry about 4-count strumming. 3, 4. You start playing in rhythm. But at the beginning, again, don't worry about it. Just pick 2 chords, switch between them. Don't worry about the rhythm. Tip number 3, watch each finger where it goes. Okay, so E minor to G, we're going to isolate that movement. And then within that, isolate each finger. So let's take my ring finger. I'm playing this version of the G, so my ring finger goes from the 2nd fret D string up to the 3rd fret high A string. Okay, and then my middle finger goes from the 2nd fret A string to the 3rd fret low E string. Okay, and my first finger, which I'm not using on the first chord, comes into play, goes to the 2nd fret A string. So those are 3 tips for learning to switch chords, and again, don't give up, stick with it. Now after you can switch between 2 chords, pick 2 other chords, you know, and pretty soon you'll be able to fly back and forth between the 7 basic chords. That's my phone, so whatever, you can edit that out if my video editor sees that. If not, we're just going to have to live with it. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on switching chords. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can click on the link in the video description. I'll give you some more information, some guitar tabs. And you can also check out my beginner guitar course at guitarcontrol.com/beginner. Alright, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.